Hi there guys, Kaiser Riley here, and today I'm bringing you a new video, and it is another sort of preview video like the last one on Forza 7, except there's actually some information to back things up this time. Obviously, like some of you may know, yesterday a leaked trailer for Project Cars 2 sort of got released on YouTube. Now, firstly, how do you leak a trailer? Like, I don't understand how you can leak a trailer, but that's what happened. So hopefully their security services won't be, sorry, the game won't be as broken as their security on the trailers this time round. Um, but anyway, so sort of just the main things I'm going to cover that we sort of see, because there's a lot of hidden things actually that you only notice if you really sort of start freeze framing the actual video. Um, so I'm going to start off with like the main thing that everyone saw quite clearly. If you've seen the video, I'm laying it over the top. But if you saw the video, you will notice that there is snow in the game. Snow is going to be in the game, and when I say snow, I don't mean like certain levels where you have to use a certain car on a track with snow every now and then. I mean it literally. There are tracks with snow, but snow is also a weather variation. Like, you can have a snowing track, like in Project Gotham 4. I mean, they only used Brands Hatch to show that, but I'm hoping. Actually, it was on one other track. It was on one other track that clearly wasn't Brands, that looked some generic thing. Um, so maybe it'll be on like all the tracks. That would be incredible. I just love that. Like, it's in a. I love how they use a normal road-going car to demonstrate the snow track. Like, I love that they instantly said, look, you can use any car on any track like before, with the customization they showed before, using any car on any track with any weather and any time of day. That is clearly what they're going for. They're going for just do what you want. So snow, oh my word, snow! Like, that just blows my mind that they've even. That's just great. Second thing, really, then is like I'm going to tackle. I wanted to tackle snow first because that just made sense to tackle snow first. But then I'm going to go into the things that you see sort of chronologically now. So the first thing you see instantly is new cars. Is the 4GT is in it, which I love that they just clearly ripped off Forza 6 with that one. That was a clear shot at turn 10 there by Slightly Mad Studios. The really nice looking McLaren P1 racing GT car, that looks fucking sick. That looks like a lot of fun, that car. So clearly new cars. Obviously going to be the rallycross cars as well. There's some other cars that I'm going to get onto later on. You see near the end of the trailer. Also new locations. Obviously you're going to have the snow tracks. You're going to have the rallycross tracks. But one thing I really noticed, Long Beach. I'm pretty sure, I'm 99% certain I saw Long Beach a couple of times, if not more, in that trailer. Long Beach is a great track, so that's just great. I loved it when they added it to Forza. It'll be great in Project Cars, I'm sure. So Long Beach looks pretty certain is going to be in Project Cars 2. And then it's just this idea that I sort of touched on when I talked about the snow, the ultimate weather customization. Like, you can have snow in the dark around like the most absurd tracks, like Spa. Hopefully, that would be just incredible in like F1 cars or something. Like, it looks like you can do that, which is just gonna be like, imagine the amounts of fun you'll have doing that. Now, obviously, word of caution, all I say here is on the premise that they've actually fixed the game this time and it's not broken like Project Cars 1. I don't know, you can't judge whether the game will be broken or not until it's actually out, so we're not going to cover that. I just hope that it isn't. I'm sure it won't be. Like, they've had a lot of time to do it now, and they've actually got a lot of money in from the sales of the first game and crowdfunding for the second, so it should be fine. But anyway, so if that is right, then that should be a lot of fun, just going into any track at night with snow with any car. That'll just be that should be fucking fun. And obviously it'll be the first time we've properly seen snow in a racing game, not like dirt free or that, like in a racing game, since Project Gotham 4, I think. Like, 'cause that had snow on it, and the snow was great on that game. So hopefully they'll get it like that. That they really emphasize like the caution on braking and steering. Like everything has to be a lot more careful, a lot more slowed down, even like more than it would be with like weather, rain. That's the word I'm using. Also, what I liked was interesting is the wind physics. It looks like because they have this a little bit where they show like the flags at the Brands Hatch paddock, the paddock building, like the flags on top of it, like moving. So that would hint to me that there's wind in the game, which would be really cool because that's actually something that's never really like it's a massive thing. Wind, like crosswinds and things like that, especially on some tracks like Catalunya, for example. Crosswinds are a really important thing on that track, just because you've got that massive straight and stuff. So that would be really cool if they actually showed this wind aspect. And certain winds you have to, if there's a massive straight and then a right-handed turn, and there's a wind heading across you to the left, obviously you're going to have to brake earlier in order to get the speed down to turn in, because you've got that external force pushing you away from the turn. So it'll be cool to see things like that having to adapt like that in a race, as well as things like weather. That would be really nice, actually. Also, I'm not sure on this. It wasn't really clear. There could be 3D puddles, though. I don't know. That would be cool. But there could be 3D puddles in the game. It's not really clear, though. And when I say 3D puddles, I mean like Forza 6, where they get the aquaplaning and that, which no other game really has. You'd like to think other developers are going to try to like start replicating that. Maybe not though. I don't know, but possibly. It was hard really to see. And lastly, you see near the end truck racing. Just like yes. And when I say truck racing, I mean like not like a race, not like the racing trucks in Forza 6, like pickup trucks and like off-road, like in Dirt 1. It's like my best memory of that. They really got it right in Dirt 1. That was really cool. So truck racing looks like it's in the game as well, so that is fantastic. So it looks like a really nice, interesting game. I've also heard rumours of like well, it's rumour slash semi-confirmed. I'm not really too sure, but like hill climbs and co-op career mode, which again would be so cool. That'd be so utterly cool. So it looks like they're really focusing on features, a lot of new features, which is interesting. I thought they'd fix the game first. So, you'd have thought they'd have been like, oh, let's just fix the game. But I'm not saying they haven't fixed the game, but I would have really not been surprised. I actually wouldn't have been bothered if they've just said, you know what, let's just do the same thing as before, add like a couple of new cars at most, and then focus on just getting it right completely from the start. And I'm happy that they haven't gone for that, but at the same time I'm worried that they have added so much, because that could mean they're contemplating too much time on the new features and not on just doing what we all want and just getting it right, because it's a fantastic game in its own right. It's just utterly broken. Well, on Xbox One it's utterly broken. I don't know about, I've heard about other consoles, it's not exactly the best game in the world. So let's just hope they get that right, because if they do, this could actually be a challenger to Forza 7, and that could be a real interesting narrative that they're releasing at roughly the same time as well this year. That could be really interesting, and how the PR, because yes, Gran Turismo is on PS4 and so is Project Cars, and GT Sport comes out this year, but on PC and especially Xbox, there is going to be a lot of competition between Project Cars 2 and Forza Motorsport 7. That will be fascinating to see these two games develop over the year. I'm really excited for it, actually. Will I be pre-ordering Project Cars 2? Probably not, because of the concerns over how broken the game could be. Will I be pre-ordering Forza 7? Most likely, because I know that it will be relatively unbroken. It's a little broken this year. Cough. Game chat. Cough. So let's just hope they get it right. Anyway, so with that all in mind, you've seen the video probably like trailer now like 7 times. So with that, I'm going to head off now. I will hopefully get another video out sometime soon. I'm having problems with my capture card, which is the main issue right now. It's just crashing my PC, which is fantastic. But once I resolve that, I can start recording more things and getting more videos out. So until then, goodbye.